yesterday's class, we have discussed about network authentication protocol, that is Kerberos. Okay, even we have seen one clip with respect to the way Kerberos works. Okay, the Kerberos has been defined with the three-headed dogs. It has been integrated with three-headed dogs, and the three-headed dogs is like three roles. Okay, three roles which has been comes under the Kerberos concept, like Kerberized client, Kerberized server, and KDC. Okay, the trusted center. Okay, so now the thing which you have seen in your screen, uh, the diagram which has been taken from your textbook William Stallings. Okay, it's a overview of Kerberos. Okay, as you can see here, there are three roles. One is the user, that is a client, and the other is a server. Okay, and the third one is the KDC. Okay, Kerberos KDC, and that KDC has been logically split into two different operations. One is authentication server, we depict it as AS, and the other one is ticket granting server, we depict it as TGS. Okay, so there are two logically separated operations under KDC, okay, or Kerberos, wherein all the passwords have been maintained centrally. Okay. Now let us look at the diagram. Let us try to understand the transaction happen between all three roles, and so there were 6 transactions totally, as you can see it on the slide. Okay, and two of the transaction has been identified as the first two transaction has been identified as it has been used for once per login session, and then next two transaction between client and KDC, it has been considered as once per type of service, and the last two transaction happen between client and server, it is with respect to or it will happen once per service session. Okay, so there were totally 6 transactions between all the three roles. Now let us look at each transaction one by one. Okay, so as you can see in the picture here, so later we'll be moving on to the equations, like equations. Let me take you that. This we'll just look into little later once we have discussed this. Okay, the first is users log on to workstation and request the service on a host. Probably the same thing I have shown you in that clip. Okay, in the clip, the whatever thing we have seen, it is the replica of this concept. Okay. Once user log on to his workstation or his machine, and he is requesting for a service from his respective host or from his laptop. Okay, so what do you do? We just log into his device and requesting for a ticket, granting ticket. Okay, for the first time he is requesting TGT to the trusted KDC. Okay, he will be requesting for TGT to his respected or his trusted KDC, which is Kerberos here. As you can see here, the first transaction is happened from client to Kerberos or client to KDC in request of TGT. Okay, so what does that contain? So what does that request contain? What are the parameters we have? That we'll be seeing with respect to the equations. Okay, in few moments. Right. So first transaction is happened between client to Kerberos in request of TGT, and now we look at second transaction, that is in response with client request. What is that? AS verifies. What is the AS? Authentication server verifies users access right in the database. Okay, and it create a ticket granting ticket, that is TGT. Along with TGT, even it creates a session key which has been used for the session between client to himself. Okay, and the results are encrypted using key derived from user's password. And what is user's password? User's password is the private key maintained at the central database, the private key of the user maintained at the central database. So KDC will use that private key to encrypt these parameters. Okay, so authentication server, it will use user's private key to encrypt what all things. One is ticket granting ticket, which is requested by user, and a session key which is used for the further session between client and himself, that is KDC himself. Okay, so that is in response, that is, so you can see the second response, the second transaction between KDC to client. So what all thing it contains? A ticket. What is the ticket? It is a TGT ticket plus the session key. Okay, so this two it will send in response to its request. Okay, when client receives that request, then what client will do? That now client will send a TGS. Now we just look out the third transaction. Workstation prompts user for a password and uses password to decrypt incoming message. Okay, as the encrypted message is done using his own private key, so he can easily decrypt that. Okay, so he can easily decrypt the message, and then user sends a ticket and authenticator that contains username, network address and time TGS. Okay, once user get this response, so what he'll do, he just send the third transaction to TGS in requesting of TGS. Okay, so in that request, what all thing he is sending, the client is sending the ticket, the TGT ticket, and also he is sending an authenticator. What is authenticator? In authenticator, he tries to prove his identity. He tries to prove his identity in the authenticator by putting his detail, his IP address and everything. And even he is adding the service, what type of service he want, from whom he want a service. Even he sends that also. And now in response to the third request by client, now TGS response. What is the TGS response in the fourth transaction that you just look into here? TGS decrypts the ticket. Okay, how does TGS decrypt the ticket? Because the ticket which was sent earlier, it was encrypted by his own private key. Okay, the ticket which is sent by KDC to client, it is encrypted by his own private key. So even client cannot decrypt that particular ticket. Okay, only TGS can decrypt that, as he know the private key. Okay, so TGS decrypt the ticket and an authenticator. Okay, this authenticator which has been sent by client, it has been encrypted using the session key which he got from the KDC, right? So KDC can decrypt both the details. He can decrypt both the things, ticket as well as authenticator, and compare the details. If KDC got to match the details with respect to ticket and authenticator, then it proves that the claiming person is authenticated. The claiming person is authenticated, and then it creates a TGS. Okay, if the claiming person is authenticated, then he creates TGS, that is ticket granting service ticket, and then he just send that to client. Okay, he send that to client. You can see here. Now again ticket. Now this time this ticket is different than this ticket, right? The first ticket sent by the AS was the TGT, and now the ticket sent by the KDC is the TGS, that is ticket granting service, using which client can directly approach to the server. Okay, so this is TGS now. This is TGS plus again the session key. Okay, session key which could be used between client and server, this time client and server, right? Okay, now once client get response from the KDC in the fourth session, now you look at it at the fifth transaction. Now workstation sends ticket and authenticated to server. Okay, now what is the ticket they are mentioning here? This ticket is the TGS, ticket granting service. Okay, now client simply forwarding that ticket granting server service which it got from KDC, and a client is also adding authenticator. Now what is authenticator? In authenticator, client is adding his own details. Okay, client is adding his own details, authenticator, and then he just request for a service in the fifth communication. Okay, in the fifth communication, request for a service, and in this request, what all thing it contains? It contains TGS and it contains an authenticator. Okay, then okay, now we look at the sixth one. Server verifies that the ticket and authenticator match. Okay, so this TGS will be encrypted by server's private key. Okay, the ticket which has been sent by TGS to client, it has been encrypted using server's private key. So only server can decrypt that. Okay, so server can decrypt that TGS and authenticator, and server can decrypt that authenticator using the session key which has been sent by KDC to client. Okay, so now server got to compare the details, whether the details got matched. If the detail got matched, then the proving entity or the claiming entity is the genuine person, and then a server grants the access to the service. Okay, server will be servicing whatever request is claimed by the client. Okay, the mutual authentication is required. Server returns an authenticator. Okay, so server also returns the authenticator as the for the request. Okay, provides server authentication. So that is the sixth response by the server to the client. Okay, and as you see here, once per service session, once per type of service, and once per login session. So this three things will happen between the transaction among the three roles. Okay, now we look at the transaction. So So these are the summary of Kerberos version 4 message exchanges. And again, version 4. Why are we mentioning version 4? Because we do have Kerberos version 5. Okay, we do have Kerberos version 5 that we'll be discussing in next class. Okay, so now let us look at Kerberos version 4, okay, which has been discussed just now. Okay, so there were 6 exchanges among the 3 roles. One is client, one is server, and the other is the KDC. Now KDC is logically divided into 2 things. One is AS, that is authentication server, and TGS, which is ticket granting server. Okay, so you need to remember these terminologies. What is C, what is AS, what is TGS, okay, what is V. See here V is a server. Okay, V, the term V, it is a server. Okay, so that we need to understand. Okay, now let us look at it. Let us try to understand the exchange. Okay, exchange summary of this Kerberos version 4. Okay, so this entire exchange has been divided into A, B, C part. Okay, that is once per logon, once per type of service, and once per type of this exchange of into service. Okay, exchanging a ticket and exchanging a service. So let us look at one by one, A, B, C. Okay, when you just look into the A table, okay, that is first 2 messages. Okay, what is this? The first one is it is a technique for distributing a session key. Okay, session key between client and KDC. Okay, so before the client send a message to authentication server, okay, it requests an access to the TGS. Okay, TGS, it requests access to TGS, and the authentication server responds with a message encrypted with a key derived from the user's password. Now what is that? KC. Okay, user's password is here is the KC. Okay, and in the first message you can see client to authentication server, client is sending his detail and to access to the TGS and the timestamp 1, right? And in response from the authentication server to the client, okay, it responds with the message encrypted with the key derived from the user's password KC, and that contains the ticket. Okay, the ticket which is requested by the client. AS is responding to that, and the encrypted message. Also, the encrypted message contains a copy of the session key KC, TGS. You can see here KC, TGS. It is session key which has to be maintained between client and the KDC. And the encrypted message also contains a copy of the session key and as well this session key which is used between client and TGS, and what are the other things, timestamp 2, lifetime, and a ticket for the TGS. Okay, as we know that every ticket it do expires. Okay, it do expires, so that's why hitting a timestamp. Okay, so within probably if we have been observed very carefully in the yesterday's clip, okay, you have been noticed that the timestamp of the particular ticket is 5 minutes. Okay, within 5 minutes, if it didn't get a reply, it means that the request has not been reached to the other side, so it again retransmitted the request. Okay, so that's why the ticket it do expires. That's why the timestamp has been attached to a particular request. Okay, yeah, here you can note that several pieces, additional information pieces have been added to this first phase of dialogue. Okay, that is message 1. It includes the timestamp 1 so that the AS know that the message is timely delivered, and the message 2 includes several elements of the ticket in the form of accessible to the client, and which enables a client to confirm that this ticket is for ticket granting server. Okay, and to get the expiration time as well, this lifetime too. Okay. Okay, so now client to TGS. Now just look at the B. Okay, the B table. A client is ready to approach to the TGS now. Okay, and before C sends the TGS a message that includes a ticket plus the ID of the requested service. Okay, so C transmits an authenticator. Okay, so C transmits an authenticator. And what is the authenticator? It includes the ID of the client himself, okay, and the timestamp and probably the IP address of the respective machine. Okay, unlike the ticket, which is reusable, the authenticator is intended for use only once. Okay, and has a very short lifetime. Authenticator, it is to be used only once to prove the identity, and the lifetime of authenticator is very short. Okay. The TGS can decrypt the ticket with a key that it shares with the authentication server. Okay. This ticket indicates that the user C has been provided with the session key K C comma TGS. Okay, which I have seen earlier here. The session key K C comma TGS is the session key used between the client and the KDC himself or the TGS himself. In effect, the ticket says that anyone who uses the session key must be the client. Okay, must be the client because no one has it. The TGS uses the session key now to decrypt the authenticator, and even TGS can check the name and the address from the authenticator with that of ticket and with the network address of the incoming message. Okay, if everything got matches, then the TGS is assured that the sender of the ticket is indeed a real person. The sender or the claiming person who is requesting for it is the genuine person. Okay, so that the thing now. Now in the reply from the TGS in message 4, that is TGS to the client. Okay, so what is that? The message is encrypted with the session key shared by TGS and the C, that is C comma TGS, and it also includes the session key to be shared between client and server. The server is here, it has been indicated as V. Yes, server, it has been indicated as V. Okay, server, the ID of V, okay, and the timestamp of the ticket. Okay, yeah. Now the client now has a reusable service granting ticket for V, that TGS for V. When client presents this ticket as shown in the here, the fifth message, that is C2V. It also sends an authenticator. Okay, so client is sending ticket V. The ticket V in the sense is the TGS. Okay, ticket V in the sense is the TGS, and also client is sending authenticator, that is his detail along with this, and then a mutual authentication is required between client and server. Okay, so that the server can reply to the client, okay, for his service. Now the server returns the value of the timestamp from the authenticator. Okay, the server also has to return his response to the client, okay, which has been encrypted with the session key. Okay, now the client can decrypt this message to recover the timestamp, and it got to know that the request has been serviced by the particular server. Okay, so these were the six exchanges between all the three roles, which has been depicted like this. So we can see that this diagram as well, Kerberos exchanges. All the six exchanges which we have seen has been shown through the Kerberos exchanges diagram. Okay, so you can see here IDC, IDTGS, comma timestamp 1. Now we have to understand the terminologies used in this diagram, Kerberos exchanges. Okay, like what is this message 1? So the first message is from client to authentication server, okay, in terms of client authentication, and for the first time client is requesting for ticket granting ticket. Okay, client is requesting for ticket granting ticket. For that, what client is sending? The client is sending IDC. What is IDC? The client tells client is informing authentication server, okay, server identity of users from the respective client. Okay, so IDTGS, okay, IDTGS, the second parameter, it tells authentication server that user request to access TGS. Okay, user request to access TGS, that is IDTGS. And TS1, it allows authentication server to verify the client's clock, whether it is synchronized with the authentication server's clock or not. Okay, so that's to verify that it is sending a timestamp, and then in response to the first message from the client, authentication server replies with a ticket granting ticket. Okay, shared key and ticket. Okay, so AS will respond to the ticket granting ticket, and in that response, what all thing it contains? KC. Okay, so AS is using KC to encrypt the message. Okay, what is KC? First of all, KC is the key of, or secret key of the users, secret key of the client. Okay, Now here, what is KC comma TGS? KC comma TGS is, it is the copy of the session key. KC comma TGS is, it's a copy of the session key which is accessible to the client, created by authentication server, and which permits to secure exchange between client and the TGS, okay, without requiring them to share a permanent key as well. Then ID TGS, what is that? ID TGS, it confirms that this ticket is for the TGS, okay, and then TS2, it informs the client of time this ticket was issued, okay, when the ticket was issued, so that is the timestamp. And lifetime 2, it informs the client of the lifetime of this ticket, okay. And ticket of TGS, it is a ticket to be issued by client to access TGS, okay. So client has request for this ticket and AS is responding with that particular ticket, okay. Now that is the first one is a client authentication, and then second part is service exchange, authentication service exchange, okay. So ticket, TGS, server ID, and client authentication, which has been directly communicated with the TGS, and what all thing it contains: IDV, ticket, TGS, and authenticator C. What is IDV? IDV, it tells ticket granting server that user request access to server V. As I mentioned, V is the server, okay. So IDV, it tells ticket granting server that user requesting to accessing the server V, okay. And what is ticket TGS? Ticket TGS, just now client got as a response from AS, right? So just by sending this ticket TGS, TGS assures that the user has been authenticated. The user has been authenticated by authentication server. Okay. Now authenticator C is generated by the client. Authenticator C, it is generated by the client himself to validate his identity, okay, to validate his identity as well as the ticket. Then message 4 from the TGS, okay, what all thing it contains: K, C comma TGS, okay, which is shared only between client and TGS, okay, only between client and TGS. And K, C comma V, okay, K, C comma V, it's a copy of a session key accessible to the client, which is created by TGS, and which permits to have a secure exchange between client and server without requiring another permanent key and another secret key, okay. So this session key itself is enough to have a secure communication. Then IDV, okay, IDV, it confirms that this ticket is indeed for server V, okay. And timestamp 4, TS4, it informs the client of the time that when this ticket was issued, okay. Then ticket V, it is the ticket to be issued by the client to access the server V, okay, to access the server using this ticket. Normally we call it TGS in the earlier concept, okay, TGS, using which client can directly communication with the server, okay. Then once client has approached to that, now as the fifth communication, as you can see here, client is requesting for service ticket using the TGS, ticket V, and client authentication. What is client authentication? So client can authenticate himself by sending an authenticator, okay. So client is sending two parameters here, one is ticket V and other is authenticator C, okay. So ticket V assures server that the user has been authenticated by AS. User has been authenticated by authenticator server. Why? Because this ticket V indeed sent by TGS himself, and which is unopened, which is encrypted. This ticket V is encrypted by which key? Encrypted by server's private key, okay, server's private key. And this authenticator C, it contains the details of the client, and it encrypted using the session key, which is known to the server as well, okay. Once this package has been reached to the server, and server can easily decrypt the ticket V using his own private key and authenticator using the session key, okay. And he get to know about this detail like KCV. What is KCV? KCV, it is session key between server and the server and the client, okay, server and the client. And this TS5 plus 1, what is that? It is simply a timestamp which is incremented by 1 just to make sure that the message is not a replay of an old message. Okay, just to avoid the replay attack. Okay, so it is sending a timestamp. Okay, and then ticket V which has been sent by client, it is reusable, so that the client does not need to request a new ticket from again ticket granting server for each access to the same server. Okay, so once client have a TGS, using that you could have directly connect to the server and get it serviced. Okay, so this is how the communication between the three roles, client, server, and the TGS. Okay, so this is a very important diagram with respect to your exam point of view.